Every morning when you open your eyes, a silent chain of events begins. Have you ever thought about this? For many older people, these early hours set the tone for the entire day, but they're also fraught with hidden dangers. It may surprise you, but some seemingly harmless habits, like jumping out of bed right away or drinking coffee without water, can cause problems with mood, blood pressure, and even muscles. Most people don't think about what they do in the morning. It's easy to think that when you wake up, you can get right to work. However, as we age, the body cannot recover as quickly after sleep. Many people experience dizziness, weakness, or a strange tiredness, and these problems may be related to things they did or didn't do immediately after waking up. It is important to know how the body changes with age. For example, it may take longer for the heart to adjust to an upright position. Your joints may feel stiffer, and you may have lost more fluids overnight than you thought. This doesn't mean you can't always have a great morning or a busy day. In fact, you can help your body by making a few changes in your life without changing everything. These are small, helpful changes that will help stop uncomfortable dizziness, sudden blood pressure fluctuations, or a strange feeling of being unwell that you can't explain. You should make these changes every day, in whatever way is most enjoyable and takes no more than a minute or two. Common sense says, don't push yourself in the morning, but many people still don't do simple things that can improve their energy and mindset so much more. How quickly we get out of bed is a big mistake. If you've been waking up all your life feeling like someone just pressed the on button, this may feel like second nature. Maybe you jump out of bed because you can't wait to have your first cup of coffee, or because you feel like you need to get all your work done right away. On the other hand, a sudden change from a horizontal to a vertical position can be a shock to your brain and heart. When your blood pressure drops rapidly because your circulatory system can't keep up, this is sometimes called orthostatic hypotension. You may feel briefly fuzzy or so dizzy that you need to hold on to the nearest piece of furniture. This indicates that your body is having difficulty coping with the loads, even if those loads pass quickly. This is a frightening situation, and for older people, this moment of imbalance can cause falls, which is one of the most serious problems in old age. My friend Anna once told me that she jumps out of bed every day to maintain her old active habits. One morning, he woke up on the floor feeling lost and afraid. He wasn't badly hurt, but fear told him he needed to be calmer. He now moves his legs and arms and moves his ankles in slow circles before even thinking about standing up. This quickly sends a message to your body that it's time to actually wake up. The important thing is that these slight movements signal to muscles, heart, and blood vessels that the transition from lying down to standing is approaching. Since starting this 30-second break, Anna has noticed that she shivers less in the morning and starts her day with more energy. It may feel strange at first to just lie there and not move your body, but think of those extra 30 seconds as an investment in your safety and comfort. Not taking your first sip of water is another habit that is surprisingly harmful to you. This may seem trivial. Most people think, I don't want to, so I don't need a drink. However, as we age, our ability to sense thirst decreases. You may feel a slight thirst without feeling dry in the mouth. As you breathe, sweat, and normal processes occur in your body, you lose more fluid than you think. If you don't drink enough water in the morning, your blood can thicken a bit, causing your heart to work harder. Over time, this load increases and can cause elevated blood pressure or fatigue. Keep a glass of water next to your bed and drink it immediately after waking up. It's a small and simple change that will help you feel better. If you don't like the taste of plain water, you can add a slice of lemon or leave the water at room temperature. Some people prefer to drink more in the morning. It's important to drink enough water to avoid overloading your heart in the morning. Interestingly, we often hear that we should drink water throughout the day, but we don't hear that we shouldn't drink in the morning when it's most important. Sometimes people turn to coffee or tea to wake up, but in this case, you make another big mistake. You drink coffee or tea when you're hungry. Yes, the smell of freshly brewed coffee is very appealing. For many people, this is a source of spiritual comfort, symbolizing the beginning of a good day. However, drinking coffee when you're not hungry can cause increased stomach acid levels. Over time, this can irritate the intestinal lining. exacerbating problems like heartburn or gastritis. Additionally, coffee increases levels of the stress hormone cortisol. In small amounts, this cortisol can be beneficial, but in older people it can cause restlessness, heart palpitations, or feelings of anxiety. And this shock can be bad if you already have high blood pressure or a heart that's easily injured. Don't feel like you have to give up tea or coffee. Instead, give your stomach some breathing room. You could eat a small piece of fruit, toast, or even nuts. This simple step before drinking coffee or tea will help your digestive system prepare for the day. It also acts as a buffer against the acidic effects of drinks. Many people report feeling a balanced and controlled energy rather than a sudden burst of energy. The same goes for caffeinated beverages. Even though green tea is less acidic, it is still beneficial to have a light snack before drinking it. This is kind of doing your intestinal system a favor. You probably haven't eaten anything for at least 8 hours, so your stomach is almost empty. There's also a problem of morning stiffness that develops so slowly that people do not notice it until it becomes very bad. For example, you may feel stiff in your lower back or have difficulty moving your knees in the morning. When you were young, you could jump out of bed without heeding the slight aches that would last until noon. However, pain usually continues until older ages. When you stay in bed for a long time, muscles and joints get less blood because the cartilage and connective tissues are not lubricated enough. The first movements may feel like you are opening a rusty hinge. If you bend, stand, or turn quickly to grab your shoes or something from a high shelf, you can strain and tear these and use muscles and tendons. These minor injuries may not seem too serious at first, but over time, they can worsen conditions like arthritis or back pain. It is very beneficial to do a light warm-up exercise in bed. First, slowly bend and straighten your legs and turn your ankles in small circular movements. Then do the same movement with your hands. For a gentle stretch, some people like to draw their knees to their chest or rotate their hips from side to side like cats. This may only take a minute or two, but this short exercise prepares your muscles and joints for action. After a few weeks or months, this can have a very significant impact. Your cramps may lessen, your stress may decrease, and you may have fewer off days when your back doesn't want to work.